Okay. So we'll just do a quick little run through of the JPY pairs, and then we'll see if there's anything starting to set up here. So we can see here. Obviously, there's a great little setup. Great little setup here. It come down, just come within a couple of pips of the quarter, which is fine. Obviously got that big strong rejection. Then the next candle gave us our green dot here. So in this circumstance here, our risk to reward profile when that showed up would not have been tremendous. I mean, you could set it just below that, but ultimately, at least want to get down to, in case we have like a retest of the quarter. So it's 1.7 there. That's again, that's not terrible. Just jumping in on that trade would have been obviously successful. In other circumstances on how you could play this trade out to give yourself a better risk to reward, especially if you're finding that a lot of times the green dot's coming up and it's just way too far away, is you could set an order on the last candle there, just in case we get like, the candle opens, you get that pullback into that area and then go long. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but in this circumstance here, you would have ended up with a risk, at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Well, that's 2.6 instead of 1.7. So again, it's just sometimes I like to, if I have the dots appearing too late, I'll actually just set an alert at a better area. If it comes back down and gives me an entry point, obviously I reevaluate it there and go from that. But yeah, in this circumstance, if you had got straight in on the green dot, you're on a winner. If you had have got in on that little retrace, again, you're on a winner. So not a bad little trade setup. So there, as you can see, we're above the EMA, which obviously gives us a bit of support. The only thing that would have been concerning me about this trade is obviously the big gap down here. There's really nothing stopping a probability of that wicking down into there and finding support off the EMA to go long. So just something to be in the back of the mind when we're evaluating some trades. CJ. Now I saw in Discord someone took got 2.4 on a CJ buy. Okay, so unless it was this one, I'm not sure where that's come in, but obviously I don't have a green dot in here at all. But yeah, at this point, we'll have a bit of a look back over the last few days and see what's happened. So we've been sort of stuck around this EMA line most of the week here. We can see this goes back to Tuesday, Monday. So here's Monday. So pretty well most of the week, CJ's been trashed just because it's been stuck in the EMA for virtually the week. We did get, again, not a terrible setup here. We come up and then we get that green dot appear immediately. My concerns with this trade is obviously we haven't seen a rejection from the quarter, which is obviously what we're looking for. It's closed, closed for 5 candles above, and on the 6th one decided to push back through. So depending on how you're obviously trading this strategy, we are looking for a rejection from the quarter. So we never really got that rejection. And secondly, our take profit area down here, the EMA is right down through it. Now, if you were to adjust your risk to reward on this trade, where's it coming in there? So let's say it comes in there, you get in just at the start of the candle there before it really starts to push down. If you go to the EMA, you're still going to get a 1 to 2. So, yeah, not terrible, but it doesn't really meet the criteria that we're looking for, especially with yeah, not respecting that whole quarter level, because that is obviously quite a large level as well. Did have a green dot here, nothing much to take there. That's probably the issue with taking. See this trade here, you would have been in on this candle a good 5-6 pips above the quarter. Now in this instance, very similar setup. We can see here, busts out, coming back through nice and aggressively, busts out, coming back through nice and aggressively. This candle here shows up, you know, nearly 5 pips above, so it's virtually the same setup. Big impulse, but this one pulled down and this one didn't. Okay, so we've got two very, very similar setups, two very different outcomes. So that's why we are looking for that rejection, that sign that this is going to be the area that we're looking for the reversal. Just taking the green dot because it appears in its near the quarter level is not going to be as successful. So yeah, we can see here we then found support on that quarter and then ultimately pushed up. Came back down, came through. Now we did have a buy here. This is the same thing, but as in reverse. Yeah, our green dots appeared, but we haven't found any real support there from that quarter. We've just come down through, broken through it quite substantially by 10 pips and closed 4 candles above it. Oh, sorry, closed 5 candles on the other side and then pulled up. So for me, not much on CJ for this week. UJ. So back here at Monday. Did you say something, Isaac? You're just a bit muffled, mate. Okay, so we had the price action coming up. Again, no real rejection there. Pull down. Look at these bands really consolidated through here, and it's not really giving us much at all. We do, however, get this. So now this is the difference between what we've been talking about over here to here. Okay. So we've had this push up. We get a push up. So we get the close. We've just pushed up and then pretty well immediately come back down through. The next candle opens, comes back down through. Then we get that. So we've tapped it, pushed just through. It's only by a few pips, 3 pips, and pushed back down through, and then got our close on the back on the right side of the line. So and we've had the break of the Bollinger Bands. We've had the blue confirmation. We've had the green confirmation here. It's away from the center line, which is great, and it gives us plenty of room to get back down through the range. So this here on UJ really, quite a good setup. And then obviously we get that retest and that drop. So even if you were to get in on the start of that candle there, or even a little bit lower, give you time to set the trade. Thank you. Yeah, Yeah, we set it above a couple of pips above this high here. We still got room there, and we're taking quite a healthy little risk reward off that trade. So yeah, for anyone that was looking at UJ, that one on Tuesday would have been fantastic. Nothing there on that one. Actually, no, that probably would have been, this probably would have been a losing trade for me. So we've come down, we've tapped, we've had that pullback, we've tapped, had that pullback. The only thing and we can see here we're starting to set up, which is, this is like a bull flag here. So generally these types of patterns are what's called a bull flag. So you get this pull down, and then generally you would get a push up through out of that area. So we can see here that we've, oh no, I just get rid of indicator. Okay. Yeah, so we've been consolidating in here. We tapped that quarter. We had that strong rejection, opened up. Now for me, that there would have been the sign for me to get in, get that green dot. We've had those rejections off the quarter. We've had two taps. The third one broke through and immediately got rejected again. That would have been a good area for me to get in. Our EMA is just above the next quarter, so we've got plenty of room to breathe there at the moment. And if this was to be going upwards, that's going to start probably staying above there and start moving upwards. So for me, I would have lost on that trade. That's still not a terrible area there. Nothing much on that one. Nothing much there. Nothing much there to see. Yeah, that one's a green dots in the middle of the range. Nothing much there. No, nothing. Okay. NZD. Oh, really good. Okay, so open up the week. We're in the range there. Then we get this push up. We get that. See, this is what I'm talking about, that rejection. So we've pushed up through it, immediately rejected, come back down, then got the green dot. So this would have been a really great trade. And we can see here we've been coming into a previous impulse area. So we had really strong impulse out of this area. So risk to reward would have been an issue on this one. $1.4. Again, this one probably would have been something that I probably would have looked for a better risk to reward by setting that box, putting an alert on a line here at the base of that wick, and seeing if we could have come back up to as a re-entry, whether we got a little pull down, pull back up, and then go short. But as for terms of like what we're looking for in the way of rejection, really great that. We'll keep moving forward here. Remember, guys, we do have the chat here if you guys want to just whack anything in there, ask any questions to cover, whatever. Feel free to jump in. Here, obviously we're in the middle of the range, nothing we can do there. Here, same thing. This is what we were discussing earlier. Impulse up, breaks through the quarter, and then we get that candle show up just on the other side of the quarter, but we haven't really respected it. It's nothing like the one that we saw before, where even something like this where it pulls through and then immediately goes back out. This one stays up there for a good couple of candles and then shows up. And even those 3 candles that are coming back out of that range, they're not very strong. They've got quite strong wicks on the bottom. Any candle, obviously, understanding the candle structure, a wick, long wicks on the bottom indicate signs of strength from the bottom side or from the bulls. So yeah, so nothing there much there for NZD. And then to finish out, we'll look at GBP. Yeah, so you can see here we do get a really good rejection off that quarter and a push up. But the green dot's like back here. And what's that? That's 245. We get the rejection at 7. There's like 4 hours difference there. So not much of a trade for me personally. It's too far away. Those bands are quite tight as well. But then on the flip side, we come back up to here. This is perfect. So we've had this big impulse up. Big impulse up. We've had that rejection. We've pulled back down. We've tried it again, had that rejection, and then we've got that green dot. Now, again, this is probably one of those ones. Risk to reward's not fantastic. One to one. Not really worth doing it 1 to 1. It's again probably something that you're better off either waiting for a better entry. Again, if you had just been a little bit patient and wait for that extension back up a little bit, would have got a 1 to 1.5. But yeah, that's probably the only thing that we struggle with on this. Waiting for the green dot is obviously your risk to reward. You're cutting into it. Nothing much there. Look at those bands, super tight. Don't want to be trading anything in there. Don't want to be trading anything in there. Again, another perfect example of the rejection that we're looking for. Yes, it breaks up through, but you want to see it, visibly getting knocked back from that area. Anything like this, that's not a rejection, that's a pull down. That's actually struggling to get back through there, and then it finally busts up through and goes. We want to see this rejection. Here's probably another sign of a trade that I probably would have lost. Probably would have lost money on. Anything that probably would have kept me out of this trade is it's so far against such a strong trade, such a strong trend. But for any new guys that are strictly just following the rules, you probably would have been in this trade. We can see big, strong impulse here. We've come up, we've stopped, what's that, a pip shy of the half quarter level, and then we get this pull back down. So we get a nice strong bearish candle there, and then the next candle, so the next candle opens, pulls down, and then we get our green dot. So again, this is where we start getting into like understanding the candle prints, sort of giving you indications of where it's going to go. We can see these big strong candles coming up here. You have left some imbalance, which means there's obviously quite high volume in there on the the bullish side. We're looking for those as areas to entry because price will usually return back and rebalance those areas. But so that would have been good for our bearish trade. That's obviously something that we're looking for. But when we really start to analyze what's going on here, we get, let's say for instance, we get our green line here, and we are in a short position. We get in, let's say just there. We set our stop loss above the high, and we're going down for this risk to reward target. 2 to 1, we're happy. So we've got a good risk to reward, we've got our good entry. We've had a good rejection, green dot comes in, we've set that. Now, this would be my concern. We can see here that we've pushed down, we've had a big rejection. That's a big doji candle, which shows that there's a lot of buyers have come in and pushed that price action back up. Next candle's open, we've seen the green dot, we've jumped in the trade, okay? Now we've pushed down again. And we've failed to break that low there. Oh, I mean, I think we have just broken it, but by a pip, and then pushed back up again. This is a sign of like a weakening, like a weakening trend, getting these big, strong rejection wicks on the bottom. So the fact that this didn't come down and break that on the next attempt, the moment it turned around and closed back up here, I probably would have been looking for a reason to get out of this trade. Because obviously we can see with bullish candle. So this is pushed down. So you're in the trade, push down, you're in profits, it's closed. It's then probably pulled down further. I would say let's jump on the 5 minute and see what's happened there. Okay, so that's the 3 o'clock candle. So it's then pulled back up. It's then pulled all the way down, and it's failed to break that low, but it's pulled all the way down to here, and then it's probably pushed up and come down. The moment that this area here didn't break, and we've pulled all the way back up here straight away, it tells me that we're really struggling at this level, and we're not pushing through it. So we're back up here at break even. Next time that this trade comes in to take profit, I'm probably taking what I've got and getting out of that trade, because it's all right to have that big rejection like we did here on the 15. Where's my... It's okay to have this big rejection, but we definitely want to see that rejection get taken in the next attempt, to give us signs that we are going, still trending in the right direction to come down and hit our take profit. So this is what we look for when when you're trying to read the candles and like they're telling you the story of what's going on. But ultimately that probably would have been a trade to enter. Everything else seems to line up fine. If anything, the Bollinger Bands are probably just a little bit narrow, but they are widening at that point, which is promising. So yeah, that probably would have been a losing trade. This one's all right. It's not great. Obviously, what I don't like is where the green dot has arrived. A buy dot should be like down here in that area. A buy dot from here would usually come up into oversold and then look at turning around from there. You don't have much room. A buy dot from here has more room to move. So that's probably one thing I don't like about this trade. But the things obviously I do like about that trade, it's with trend at the moment. So, it's such a strong buy trend. We're looking for a buy, we want to trade with the trend. Trend is your friend. Second thing I like about this area is, yes, we've pushed right through it, but what's different between this and the other ones that I've been showing you, like this, where it's not respecting it at all, is that each time this is pushed through, it's been pushed back above that quarter. Push through, push back above the quarter. Push through, and then push back above the quarter. and then we get that green dot. Admittedly, the green dot shows up right smack bang in the middle of the range, so our risk to reward here is going to be terrible. It's terrible. So, as for when the green dots arrived, not much there to take. Nothing there, and nothing there. Okay, right. So has anyone got any setups or anything there that you're possibly looking at the moment that you want me to have a bit of a live evaluation of?
Reb,
Mate?
from your back testing, what pairs have you found that work best on quarters?
I mean,
I,
CJ,
I, I usually, yes,
go ahead, mate.
CAD J.
Yep. And or J work well.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, NZD JPY probably moves a little bit quick for it.
Yeah.
You get a lot of times like this. Where was it? This sort of scenario happening, where it can, by the time your green dot appears, the trade's already been and done. We'll just jump back here to NZD JPY. Like here, you can see we've tapped that quarter, and within 2 candles, we're up to the top of the quarter already. Now, when we're talking about the green dot being a lagging indicator, you get that touch, and then within 2 candles, you're already virtually, at the other end of the range. The trade's already gone. It has been a bit slower this week, but here again, another prime example. Touch, and then you just don't really, it moves really quick. There, even 3 candles there, you're already up into the middle of the range. But yeah, I still got to continue finishing NZD, JPY at the moment. Once I get through the JPY pairs, I want to start branching out into other pairs. I know a lot of the other guys are already trading different pairs and that sort of thing that aren't JPY pairs. So if anyone's got any recommendations, that'd be awesome. I actually wouldn't mind possibly trying it against some Euro or GBP pairs. I think because obviously, like with me in Australia, my time frame is my London session starts at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. So for me to be trading a New York based pair, I'm not going to be able to be around to obviously watch or be there for the volatility when I need it. I think it kicks off at 11 o'clock at night at the moment. I get daylight savings does me, but it's about 11 o'clock at the moment. I'm pretty sure 10 or 11. So yeah, it's that's probably the next ones I'll probably test will be some London-based pairs to see if that start of the London volatility has any sort of a effect on the timing of touching those quarters and moving through. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment.
Okay. I've just been trading all JPY and CAD JPY. It works pretty good, but I only got one green ball on each of them today at half 9 in the morning, and after that, then there was no price action.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, before Christmas, it was like cracking off, and Sean was taking multiple trades, and everyone in the group was taking good trades. There was good setups, and it just seems to be at the start of this year, it's just been really slow. Um, Not many setups, not many good setups, but again, the forex market moves in seasons, and I'm sure it'll come back around and it'll crack on. It's just a matter of not losing too much profit in the meantime, trying to force trades. It's all about being patient.
Red, mate, on the faster moving pairs, I find like on the 15-minute, it does like it's just a couple of candles and it's gone the whole 25 pip range. So I moved down to like the 5-minute time frames, and obviously you've got a lot more candles then in between. So
Yeah.
when the green ball goes off, then obviously you've got more opportunity to get in it.
Yeah, well, and that's something else I'd like to obviously test with this strategy is, Sean's done it on the 15-minute, but I'm 99.9% sure he hasn't tested it on any other time frames. This may work really well on the 15-minute. It could work even better on a 5-minute. So that's another thing that I would like to try would be go back and do a whole testing series on a 5-minute on, at least AJ and CJ, which we know works on a 15-minute, and see what the comparisons would be.
Yeah, I've not looked too much on those ones, but yeah, I do EJ a lot. That moves very fast, and yeah, I find that works on a 5-minute much better than the 15. You just can't really do anything with it on the 15. But I like them moving fast because I'm in and out quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it's pros and cons. Yeah, no one wants to be in a trade for 4 hours. Um, there's a prime example there. I mean, yes, it's come up to within a few pips of the range. It's nice and high, but it's pulled down, and three candles, and you're out of your trade, which would be fantastic.
But flick that onto the 5-minute and just see what the difference is. Don't get a green ball on there, but
No,
yeah.
so are you waiting? I see. If you wait for the green ball on the 15, you're done. You might get it.
Yeah.
No green ball. Yeah, well, that's interesting. I'll play around with that and try it on.
It's worth looking. If you're looking at other pairs once you finish doing what you're doing, then it's worth a little test.
I will. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
test that because it may be something that Ord and CAD work just fine on the 15-minute and doesn't work on the 5-minute, but then other pairs like NZ, NJ, or EJ, like you're saying, may work better on the 5-minute, and we could just have a little section in there that just shows what charts are best traded on what time frames.
Yeah.
Which should be pretty cool. Yeah, well, that's the goal anyway. So obviously, unfortunately, testing takes time to get all the results and stuff together. But as soon as we get all that, we'll set up a little section in the quarters Discord, and then we'll put up the results and of each pair on what time frame and stuff, and you can sort of use that to your advantage on choosing which ones you want on trade. But anyway, I've only got a couple of minutes left before this is going to boot me off. I have recorded this, so I'll put the recording in the chat or in the Discord section once I've uploaded it. So yeah, has anyone got any other questions or anything before I'm gonna have to jump off? Rob, you just got on, mate. Is there any questions you have? Any quick ones you've had from this week that you want me to cover before I gotta go? You're on mute, mate. What was that?
Yeah, sorry, mate. No, I've got no questions. I was late joining the party, that's all.
No, that's right, mate. I recorded it all anyway.
I watched the recording, bud.
Yeah, I went through all the pairs, had a look at all the trade setups for this week. There's nothing much on the charts live that we could really be sort of trying to attack. So yeah, I just did a big rundown of all the trades this week, what looked good, what didn't look good, you know, where the potential profit targets were. So right, guys. Well, anyway, thanks for jumping on again today, and yeah, I'll be back for the back testing session on Monday. We'll just kick off where we left off the other day. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for jumping on.
Cheers, Reb.
And I'll talk to you
Okay,
later.
Reb. Cheers, mate.
See you,
Cheers.
boys.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Take care,
Rob.
mate.